Top 5 Best Modem Router Combo for Optimum. Number 5. Motorola MB7621. The Motorola MB7621 is one of the few modems on the list that allows you to get the most of the Optimum 500 megabits per second or even the gig internet plans. While some might recommend this only for the mid-range plans, Motorola ensures that the wired potential and the throughput are in line with some of the top-shelf modems. In the meanwhile, I conducted a comparative study with the older Motorola MB7420 to test the MB7621 against. However, the reviewed variant readily outpaced the MB7420 with 8 additional downstream channels to rely on, followed by a more pronounced structure. Which Optimum plan is best managed by this device? Despite the maximum data rate capped at 1 gigabit per second, the MB7621 is best suited for 500 megabits per second and other lower bandwidth plans, in case you are more into wireless networking. However, the speeds might vary depending on the type of ISP you choose to go with. For the sake of simplicity, this modem is compatible with Optimum and almost every other reputed cable ISP, including Cox, Time Warner, and more speed and amp. Channel bonding. The MB7621 supports the DOCSIS 3.0 24x8 channel bonding technology, which offers 24 downstream channels and 8 upstream channels for sending data through, even during peak hours. As far as the speeds are concerned, I could get close to 450 megabits per second, feeding into the Wi-Fi 5 router. But then, the wired speeds were better and I could churn out 500 megabits per second for the similarly rated Optimum Internet plan. Hardware and amp performance. This is one of the few modems to feature a reliable Broadcom chipset that is way better than the defective Intel Puma 6 chipsets. Plus, the latency is on the lower side and allows you to manage online games in HD streaming like a pro. The chipset, clubbed with a decent chunk of RAM, also ensures dual-stack IPv6 or IPv4 compatibility, followed by backward adherence to the DOCSIS 2.0 hardware. Design and amp build. When it comes to the form factor, the MB7621 measures 7.25 by 7.88 by 2.25 inches, thereby paving the way for a rectangular layout. In addition to the plastic-clad chassis, this modem comes in black and even offers a wide range of LED lights, simply for indicative purposes. The modem weighs close to 1.2 pounds and offers a dedicated gig Ethernet port, alongside the power input and a slot for the coaxial cable. Why is it good for Optimum? If you are using any internet plan from Optimum, the Motorola MB7621 should be your modem of choice for getting the most bandwidth into the modem. Also, I placed this fourth on this list as it strikes a pretty good balance between the price and productivity when compared to some of the other standalone devices on the list. Pros: DOCSIS 3.0 support faster access. Stable and consistent speeds. Comes with overload protection. High Ethernet speed. Cons: no voice support. Heats up a bit more than expected. Coming in number 4. Netgear Nighthawk C7000. The Netgear Nighthawk C7000 isn't your regular cable modem but a combo with integrated routing capabilities. Also, I had the opportunity to test it alongside the older variant, i.e. the C6900. As per inferences gathered upon using mid-range Optimum Internet plans, the C7000 is moderately faster and even brings in the added USB port for sharing data over WAN and LAN networks. Which Optimum plan is best managed by this device? If you are planning to go with Optimum as your service provider of choice, I would recommend this modem router combo, precisely for the 500 megabits per second plan. However, you can even consider this device for low-end internet plans from the same service provider. In terms of compatibility, this combo also supports Cox, Spectrum, and Comcast Xfinity internet packages but not the ones with voice support. Speed and amp channel bonding. Firstly, this is a DOCSIS 3.0 modem router combo, which supports 24x8 channel bonding technology. However, despite lacking 32 downstream channels, the speeds are more than consistent as the device features an integrated router. Therefore, the modem-to-router speed attenuation is taken care of and you can actually experience the maximum rated speeds of up to 400 megabits per second for the 5 GHz band. The upload speeds for the same band are restricted to 35 megabits per second. As it comes with an integrated router, 2.4 GHz band speeds are limited to 120 megabits per second and 15 megabits per second, for downloading and uploading, respectively. Hardware and amp performance. At the core, the C7000 houses a standard quad-core processor, capable of clocking at 1.6 GHz. The existing chipset helps you manage network congestion like a pro and even gets rid of any kind of latency, which is often encountered in the case of low-speed plans. The 256MB RAM perfectly supports the chipset and allows you to achieve consistent speeds and throughput. Plus, you can even experience high-end beamforming plus support followed by a decent enough coverage of 1,800 square feet. Most importantly, the advanced chipset, coupled with 128MB flash memory, takes care of the firmware updates and even ensures automatic network addressing and top-shelf security safeguards. Design and amp build. This modem router combo comes in black and measures 9.66 by 8.31 by 1.7 inches. The dimensions are anything but minimal, but the 1.6-pound heft is still on the manageable side. Plus, the C7000 comes equipped with a flat stand for managing stability and even exhibits a durable, mesh-like layout. As far as the ports are concerned, there are 4 Ethernet units to rely on, followed by one USB 2.0 slot, coaxial cable input, and the power port. Also, there are quite a few indicative lights that adhere to the front panel. Why is it good for Optimum? It is the dual-faceted functionality that makes the Netgear Nighthawk C7000 good enough for mid-range internet plans from Optimum or any other cable service provider. Also, when pitted against other modems and combos on the list, it is the advanced wireless capabilities like the MU-MIMO support and beamforming plus technology that make it appear this early on the list. Pros: exceptional routing capabilities. 4 gig Ethernet ports. 256MB RAM for helping the combo scale beyond congestion. MU-MIMO allows you to connect multiple devices at once. Supports one-step WPS connections. Intuitive Nighthawk app for managing parental and guest controls. Cons: sluggish USB 2.0 port. No voice support. Coming in number 3. Netgear CM1000. If multi-ISP compatibility is on your mind followed by ease of setup, I would recommend the Netgear CM1000 over any other modem on the list. In comparison, the smaller CM600 feels way out of place as the CM1000 comes equipped with a more toned chassis and 8 additional downstream channels for better speeds. Which Optimum plan is best managed by this device? I would still rate the CM1000 highly for the gig internet plan from Optimum, while some individuals can even try it for the 500 megabits per second package. However, it is the DOCSIS 3.1 standard that makes it a good fit for all future-proof internet plans. You can even pair the same with every other reputed cable service provider like Cox, Xfinity, and more, depending on preferences. Speed and amp channel bonding. The DOCSIS 3.0 network standard, clubbed with 32 by 8 channel bonding support, results in a maximum speed limit of up to 1 gigabit per second. Also, this modem supports the DOCSIS 3.12 by 2 OFDM or OFDMA technology for covering you when network congestion, faster traffic movement, and futuristic speeds are concerned. When connected to a top-shelf router, the CM1000 ensures that you can reach maximum download speeds of up to 880 megabits per second hardware and amp performance. The CM1000 comes integrated with a standard Broadcom chipset and 256 MB of RAM. The existing hardware support allows the modem to cut through any kind of network congestion, even during peak hours. The performances, therefore, are way better, allowing you to use the modem for gaming, multiple 1080 pixel streams, and other demanding tasks. Design and amp build. As far as the dimensions are concerned, the CM1000 measures 8.8 by 5.4 by 5.9 inches. Also, this modem weighs a manageable 0.84 pounds and features a mesh-like, plastic-based form factor. This modem comes in black and comes equipped with one high-speed gig port. The solitary Ethernet port is clubbed with indicative LED, a power port, and the coaxial cable input. The reason why I've ranked it number 2 is because the CM1000 only comes with a single gigabit port, while the MB8600 comes with 4 gigabit Ethernet ports. Why is it good for Optimum? The Netgear CM1000 is one of the best modems for Optimum Gig 1 and other high-bandwidth ISP packs. Also, as compared to other modems on the list, this device takes the second position, owing to the advanced auto-configuration support for simplifying setup and usage. Pros: best for high-speed internet plans. Light and durable. 256MB RAM can cut through network congestion. Easy to configure. Cons: costly modem. Coming in number 2. Arris TM1602A. In case you plan on setting up a home or office network with adequate internet coverage and access to telephone ports, the Arris Touchstone TM1602A is the perfect modem to invest in. Rest assured the lack of brilliant aesthetics wouldn't be having any negative impact on the networking performances. As far as comparisons are concerned, the TM1602A is quite an upgrade over the Arris TM822G, courtesy of additional downstream and upstream channels, which readily adds to the achievable internet speeds. Which Optimum plan is best managed by this device? According to the multifaceted capabilities of this modem, I would recommend you to pair it with Optimum's Triple Play, bundled, Internet plus phone, cable plan. However, if you someday plan on reshuffling priorities, this device lends support to other compatible service providers like Cablevision, Charter, Spectrum, and more. Speed and amp, channel bonding. Coming to the speed and throughput, you would first need to know about the channel bonding support in play, as exhibited by the Touchstone TM1602A. This modem offers DOCSIS 3.0 by 4 channels out of the box, but you can always upgrade the downstream channels to 24, with an additional downstream license and as per the plan you would want to upgrade to. Without an upgrade, this modem allows you to reach theoretical speeds of up to 640 megabits per second. With 24 downstream channels in play, 960 megabits per second is achievable under ideal circumstances. However, I tested it with the Triple Play plan and could muster real-time speeds of almost 500 megabits per second, without upgrading the bonded channels. Hardware and amp performance. Under the hood, Arris stacks in a basic dual-core processor and 128 MB of RAM to cut through congestion and networking interference. Based on the processing setup, I wouldn't actually recommend this for gaming, but for everything else, including 1080 pixels streaming and video conferencing, this modem should suffice. Other performance-enhancing features include full-band tuning support for managing throughput more efficiently and VoIP support courtesy of the telephone ports. Design and amp build. The Touchstone TM1602A exhibits a standard layout with zero frills about it. The rectangular block of hardened plastic weighs close to 1.11 pounds and measures 7.1 by 1.8 by 7.1 inches. Despite the underwhelming design, the modem consciously tries to keep heating to a minimum. The port setup, however, paints a more convincing picture with support for 1 gig Ethernet port for establishing high-speed internet connections. However, the availability of embedded multimedia terminal adapter support, translating into 2 telephone ports, seems to be the highlight of this device. Besides the 2 RJ11 jacks working as telephone interfaces, you also get the usual input port for accommodating the coaxial cable. Why is it good for Optimum? The Arris Touchstone TM1602A qualifies as a decent enough choice for Optimum as it allows you to make the most of the more rewarding, bundled plans. Therefore, it makes sense to use it for connecting office setups where VoIP calling is one of the primary requirements. Pros: 2 telephone ports. Upgradable downstream channels. Gig Ethernet port in play. Cost-effective solution. Lightweight. Easy to configure. Cons: not a future-proof device. Not meant for gaming consoles. Coming in number 1. Motorola MB8600. If you are in the market for a reliable modem that can manage torrenting, 4K streaming, and online gaming like a pro, it is best advised to invest in Motorola MB8600. This modem takes the top position on the list due to the excellent networking standards, minimal latency, and a wide array of indicative LED. I even tested the modem against the dated MB7220 but was blown away by the 32x8 channels as compared to the 8x4 channel bonding support exhibited by the MB7220. Even the older MG7700, which is a modem router combo, is outpaced in terms of downstream channels. Which Optimum plan is best managed by this device? I would recommend the MB8600 for the 1 gigabit per second internet plan from Optimum. This way, you would be able to make the most of the higher bandwidth and the Wi-Fi 6 smart benefits, provided there is a Wi-Fi AX router to connect with. In case you plan on changing the ISP someday, the MB8600 is compatible with the likes of Cox, Spectrum, Comcast, and other cable service providers. Speed and amp channel bonding. This modem supports DOCSIS 3.1 support, which is good enough for the futuristic internet packages. Also, it supports fallback to the DOCSIS 3.0 standard with 32 by 8 channel bonding support, ensuring better speeds even during peak hours. As far as the speeds are concerned, the MB8600 feeds 1 gigabit per second right into the router, thereby translating into maximum download speeds of up to 930 megabits per second, as tested by my team. Hardware and amp performance. What stands out is the ARM-specific chipset that paves the way for AQM and minimal traffic congestion. The performances are therefore top-shelf, as AQM technology and Broadcom chipset work in cohesion for minimizing gaming latency. Also, you can enjoy the benefits of link aggregation, which is expected to increase the throughput of a single wired connection that feeds into the router or any other Ethernet-compatible device. Design and amp build. The black-colored MB8600 is not the most aesthetic model in the market. At 1.15 pounds, the heft is close to manageable, whereas the dimensions at 9.65 by 8.8 by 2.55 inches exceed our expectations. The build quality is top-notch, as Motorola makes way for a meshed plastic layout and 10 LED for monitoring network parameters with precision. Also, I reviewed the variant with 1 gig Ethernet port, but Motorola has also launched one version of the MB8600 with 4 gig Ethernet ports and link aggregation support. In addition to the port, you also get a coax input followed by the power slot. Why is it good for Optimum? The Motorola MB8600 isn't just good for Optimum internet plans, but is perfect for the highest bandwidth package. Also, as compared to other gadgets on the list, the MB8600 is better suited for gaming and torrenting, owing to the active queue management support. Pros: cuts through network congestion. Link aggregation support. Boasts AQM support. LED indicators come in handy. Durable and meshed chassis. Best for high bandwidth plans. Cons: doesn't offer voice support. Single Ethernet slot. A bit pricey.